This is the Sports Porch, Philadelphia, with your hosts, the Grand Schwabini, Rube, and me, your technical director. Come on, Philly, show us a little Eagles, Flyers, Phillies, and Sixers love. The Philadelphia Sports Porch starts now. Yes, it does. It starts now. The Philadelphia Sports Porch, all over the world on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And of course, we want you to go to YouTube at Philadelphia Sports Porch. Hit that follower button. We got 55 subscribers now on YouTube.
How about that?
I mean, it's not viral.
Are we jumping up and down? I mean,
no, I just mean,
but you got to start somewhere, right?
You do. You got to start somewhere. And the channel's only been active for really maybe a month and a half, really active.
Double nickels.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. But we need you to hit that subscribe button to make that number go higher. And hit the notification so you know we're live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I drop the podcast right after the show on Spotify, iHeart, or anywhere you get your friggin' podcasts. I'm TD, the technical director, much needed. Hopefully I'm a little better this week than I was in past weeks. The Grand Schwabini is back and he's grading me. And that's Rube, who's currently living on a lake, not Austin, Texas.
Michigan.
Do you go? Oh, are you in Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're in Michigan this week. Yeah, we're on the lake.
Got any Lions? Maybe we can talk Detroit Lions. You picking up any of that news up there? I already know the answer to that question, Ruth.
They had some guy go down like really bad in the last game.
Yeah. So what are we going to do? We're going to talk about Philadelphia sports. That's why we're here.
Yes.
Page 1 tonight, the Phillies are on a roll. Page 2, good news, actually, for the Eagles because there was potential bad news. Page 3.
I pick it up. My
Page 3.
What was that, Rube? Did you say something, Rube?
I think you try your internet. Try your internet again. Try to, switch internet things again.
Right.
Just a little comedy here on the Philly porch.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I can't control I'm the TD, but I can't control the internet. All right. If I could, man, we'd be doing a wildly different show. So page 3, Philadelphia Beautiful 7th annual Greater Philadelphia Area Cheesecake Competition.
Not cheesecake.
Cheesesteak.
Right. Sorry. They call them cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. Yeah.
I know, not cheesesteak.
Yes.
I was going to say that 3 times fast. It's hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Philadelphia Beautiful 7th annual Greater Philadelphia Area Cheesesteak Competition. Final 4 update. Lots of votes pouring in now. This is the most exciting time of the year for me.
It is. We're getting loaded up with votes. People are raising questions. I'm putting people in their place. They're not liking it. I just speak truth. That's what I
mean. It's Philly. It's fucking Philly. So anyway, the update, and you can vote right now on Philadelphia Beautiful, the Facebook page, but finish watching the show first and then go over there and do that. Page 4 is going to be what we're watching. All 3 of us have some things we've been streaming and we want to talk about, give a review. And Schwaber, I I'm going to crush you for this, right? For yours.
Sure. Why. Oh yeah. But okay. I'm giving you that opportunity.
I know. I
All's just fair.
I wanted to put it out there.
By the way, Rube, did you see that you have a note from your wife?
There you go. Lemmer says
may need to move to the office.
There you go. See there?
Maybe.
Yes. I do. Maybe. I'm on the hot spot. So far so good.
Okay. Maybe on his end.
According to you.
Okay. All right.
You sound fine.
I'm gonna get off.
Let's get into some Phillies.
Yeah, let's go to page 1 here.
The Phillies are hot. They have a 6-game lead over the Mets, which I think 2 weeks ago we were like a half game behind the Mets. The Mets just keep losing. I don't know why, but they do.
Yeah.
I think they're 1-9 in their last 10. And the Phils are just playing good ball. Starting pitching's good. The bullpen is now good. Show us that bullpen stat there, Chris.
Let's see. The bullpen stat. There you go.
Since the Durantula has joined the squad, the Phillies bullpen has allowed 1 run in their last 22.2 innings pitched with a 0.41 ERA. That says to me, you get to the 7th inning, it's game over now.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it was anybody's game. Would you agree, Rube?
What was it, 2 or 3 games in a row? We went 1, 2, 3 to finish the game. I think he let up his first base runner the other night, and that was it. 1 base runner and game over. It is so nice to be fairly comfortable with a lead. And let me tell you something. When we talked about last year, the bullpen was great the first part of the year, kind of tailed off the second part. Back to our conversation last week, I'd rather be peaking now than the first half of the season. So all things looking good. And I think the other guys are pitching more comfortably in front of them because they know it's 1, 2, 3 at the end of the game. So I think it has enabled everyone to play a little bit more comfortably.
Relax.
Yeah. I like I said, when they picked him up, they got exactly what I think not just us, but a lot of fans thought was, if you're going to get a piece for real, that's the piece you need to get. If you're only going to get one piece, get a shutdown closer. And then we can let the bat. I mean, I think it affects the batting as well, because the hitters know that, like, if we get a lead, we got a much better chance of this bullpen and this closer closing it out if we can't score an extra run or two. So in that sense, they're actually now scoring an extra run or two. And Kyle Schwarber, listen, right now he's my favorite player in all of baseball. And I went from the bottom of my fantasy league team, the bottom of the league, all the way up to number 3 at this point of the season. I'm peaking with the Phillies. And
Schwarber.
It's because
Schwarbom's away. So we take a look at the last Schwarbom.
Yeah, it's bombs, RBIs, walks. He is the complete package. I'm going to pull that video up right now. Just got to give me a quick sec. The Schwarbom. Here it is.
And a high fly ball deep down the right field line toward the pole. Towering shot. It is gone. 2-run blast for Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies lead it 4-1. His 42nd home run. It's his 13th here at this ballpark.
You don't think Schwarber was upset about his first 3
at bats? Out of the stadium?
Took it out on that baseball.
No, it bounced right there.
Okay.
Let me tell you, man, the way he hits the ball, it's completely obvious that he is trying to hit a home run every time he swings, which is usually bad.
Right.
But in his case, he's got such a good eye and great bat speed that it's going to happen more often than not. I mean, he's one of the better home run hitters I think I've seen in my lifetime, to be honest with you. I mean, I know he's not, where is he on home runs? He's not to 400 yet, right?
No, I think he's in around is he around 350? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he's over 300. I know
I'll look it up. Look it
up.
Yeah, and he's 34, so conceivably, because he doesn't play the field and he's a DH now, if he keeps himself in reasonable shape, and he's a big dude, he's going to have that speed and power in his bat if he keeps his hips in good shape.
326, boys, 326.
326. So he's probably going to get close to 500 home runs.
As long as he's healthy, yeah.
Right. Yeah, right. So,
I don't know if you remember in the old days when we were kids and Mike Schmidt was like the home run king. It was like he and Dave Kingman were always battling out for leading the league in home runs.
Yeah.
What was the most that Mike Schmidt ever hit in a season? I want to say it was like 45. Did he ever hit like 50?
48.
40. Yeah. What these guys are doing now is unbelievable, right? It's I don't know if it's the bat, the ball, I don't know what it is, but 48 doesn't seem like a big number anymore.
No, well, I mean, you have to keep in mind. So obviously, you had the steroid era, and then beyond that, you also had a lot of people believe that there was a time that they wound the ball tighter so that more balls would go over the fence. And then I also think too, with expansion and with pitchers being given pitch limits, pitch counts, all this kind of stuff. Before in the old days, like you might have 3 guys that would go into the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning out of a rotation. Now you might have 1 guy that goes that far. So you're hitting against a lot of the lesser pitchers. And then of course, you've got all the kind of everything that kind of comes with the game that keeps you in, better shape, better weight rooms, better training, all that kind of stuff.
Better technology. Yeah, I think it all comes with it. It's just, I just compare it to the old days, and it just seems like, I don't know. All the things you just said, absolutely true, but it kind of feels like the home run has just become a ho-hum type of deal, whereas it used to be like this exciting thing. And now, I guess if there's too much of one thing, now we just wish for, hey, can guys hit for average and get on base and stop striking out all the time? So I guess you can never have it exactly the way you want it.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying loosely, Rube, but I still think a home run is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Rube, you can't always get what you want. I said you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need.
All right, let's move on to something
need.
Why didn't you guys stop me as I did that? Why didn't you stop me? You just let me keep going. It was ridiculous.
I wanted to see how long you were willing to look like a fool.
I was in amazement and shock.
Yeah. And I was just like, but I'm not stopping this.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. Well, there are certain players that make the home run fun. I mean, and really, it's the guys that hit absolute blasts, like Harper and Schwarber. When they hit it, man, it goes.
There's no doubt about it.
Whenever anybody's hitting a shot, man, that's what's fun. It's like I guess like. The Alec Boehm home runs are not very fun. Well, they're kind of like, oh, I guess he hit it on the sweet spot. It actually went over the fence. Huh, not bad. Well, okay, that's number 8.
Yeah, that's fun, though. I mean, come on. When in life has a home run not been fun? I mean,
it's almost like you take it for granted. Maybe it's just you just take it. You take it for granted that Schwarber's going to hit a home run every other night or every night. Yeah. Whereas again, when in the old days, it was, well, we might see a home run tonight if we go to the game. That would be exciting. By the way, we went to a Northwoods League baseball game here in Traverse City last night. And these are the kids that play in college, that play in like the Northwoods League during the summer to get practice. Emma Rubenstein, she caught a foul ball. It's very exciting. Gave it to a little boy. Wow. Made his night.
That is exciting, Rob.
Okay.
I don't think that the Northwoods League, it's not really on my radar.
That's not what the story was.
Let me tell you something.
It's a story about giving.
Yeah, it's a parental story. Only
it's a
parents
story about getting and giving.
Yeah. Right. And only parents will understand that, Schwab.
Thank you.
Even bad parents like me, okay?
Yeah.
All right, even bad ones.
I get it.
According to you.
I once caught foul ball, by the way.
And it was a playoff game. Where? I've never been close.
In a playoff setting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Really?
What the hell's coming up next here, Schwaber? We got some more Philly stuff we need to talk about.
Let's show the Durantula getting another save.
You wanna see the Durantula getting another save.
Yeah.
All right. I do believe that somewhere out here in the ethos,
he doesn't just have a heater.
Exactly
He's got a sweeper.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. The Phillies have completed the sweep against the Texas Rangers. They win it 4-2 here this afternoon, and their lead in the National League East increases.
There it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's got some nasty stuff. No doubt.
He does, man. He does. Now, how about Harrison Bader? He had that nice 3-run bomb that helped the Phillies pull away the other week. And did you catch his home run robbery, Rube?
I caught it, and he caught it as well.
What I like about this home run robbery is it's just easy.
Fly ball, right center field, hit well. Going out is Bader, back toward the track, to the wall. He jumps, and he made the catch. What a play!
Yeah, he made it look easy. You're right, Schwab.
He made that look easy. Like if that is Rojas out there, we're wondering if he's dead. It's like he runs into the wall full steam. Somehow he holds onto the ball. Castellanos has to pick him up.
And times it perfectly.
This is just like, yep, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Just another catch. Don't know what happened to the sound there, guys. Sorry about. All right.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Had a little interference there. Maybe that was Rube's lakefront Wi-Fi. So anyway, yeah, that was an excellent catch, and you're right. It's always, hindsight is always 2020, but pretty damn good trade deadline moves for the Phillies. They're paying off.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I gotta buy or sell for you boys.
Okay,
you ready? It's been a while since we've done buy or sell. Now, on the heels, as a segue from that great catch and the home run from Bader, buy or sell, Justin Crawford gets called up to finish the season in the big league. Buy or sell?
I believe he's hitting 330 now, isn't he?
I don't know.
He is up around 330.
Yeah, he's hitting 330. Now here's the thing. He's certainly done enough to warrant a call up. There's no doubt about that. I don't know if how he can do any more than hit 330, right? But I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't, because, and this is kind of the one thing that I'm not thrilled with the Phillies about. I feel like the Phillies, they try to go to the ends of the earth to prove that they were not wrong about a deal. And that is Max Kepler. And, even though Max Kepler's come through a few times lately. I mean, he had basically a game-winning double against Jacob deGrom in the clutch, right? But I don't care how many times he comes through. He's still hitting like 206, but they want to prove that, that they're right. You got Toppers constantly saying things like, oh, he's had some good swings lately, some good at bats, I mean, so I just don't see him going anywhere. And if he's not going anywhere, then I can't see there being any room for Justin Crawford. Apparently they want him to play every day. And here's the other thing too. The other thing that actually makes it surprisingly difficult is that Brandon Marsh has really come on very surprisingly. I mean, he's hitting close to like 280. He's got some power back. He's hitting some home runs. And so to me, it should really be this simple. I think it should be your everyday outfield is Castellanos in right, Bader in center, and Marsh in left. And I would just leave it at that and leave it alone. And then you have whoever you have that you want to give somebody a day off or platoon, or that would be my plan. But I think we're going to just see a lot of guys going in and out. They like to play, Weston Wilson too. He's gotten some hits lately. I mean, he hasn't much the whole year. He's probably hitting like 245, but I don't know. I mean, I just don't see a space for him right now. What's your call, Rube?
I'm buying. I didn't hear if you. I guess you said
I'm
you're
selling.
Yep. I buy. Given, you're selling. I'm buying. And I say you send down Rojas.
Mm-hmm.
I say you.
Rojas is already down, by the way.
Oh, he is already down? Okay.
Yeah.
So I say you bring him up, let him play. And there's precedent. I did a little research. And the past few World Series, even going into like the mid 2000s, there have been rookies and or call-ups who have had a significant impact on the playoffs. So I say, if we're going to go all in, let's give the kid a chance to play every day. He's a center fielder, yeah? You put him in center field. You platoon Bader and Marsh in left, Castellanos in right, and that's our postseason outfield. So I'm buying.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I hear what you're saying about Max Kepler, and how the Phillies want to prove they're right. I think sometimes management does fall into that trap, even at this high a level. But to be honest with you, the Phillies are doing so well right now. They have, everybody's playing their part pretty much the way it should be played. And they added that final piece in Duran. And maybe I should sing, her name is Rio and she dances on the sand. Yes, you let me keep going till I make a fool of myself.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
I was about to join in.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I'll keep going next time. So anyway,
I think people are going to stop watching our show now.
Yeah. You're going to go Duran. And I always come back to Roberto Duran. No mas. Just like no more runs. No mas.
All right. So the original point I was making is that I think that you're right in how you talk about it looks like he's earned a spot and a shot at the big leagues on the big league club. But there's something to be said for the way they're peaking right now and the chemistry in the team. And then you bring this kid in this high pressure situation, and let's say he struggles. Right. Now he's got a lot of pressure on him, thinking like they were doing great and now I'm the weak link. I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think you kind of let him stay where he is right now. And if somebody like Kepler gets hurt, or then you call him up. Now it's your turn to step up to the plate, and we're in a playoff situation. That's how I feel. So I'm kind of in between. Like, I don't really think you should necessarily call him up, but I guess I'm selling. But I think he has earned a spot. So
yeah,
I think just the opposite. I'm going to go Posidelphia, and I'm going to say, it's not so much about him losing confidence or not being the guy as much as he could be the guy that puts us over the top.
The extra piece.
Hey, no doubt that is a possibility. I think somebody with that talent who is proving themselves at the, right below the major league level. I don't buy into this shit that they say AAA ball now is really a lot easier than the major leagues. Do you know what I mean? We hear that on about the Pirates. Got the Pirates into this show, boys. We hear that about.
God.
But it's true. Look, I'm trying to give you some perspective here. We hear that about the Pirates all the time, and it's just not true. You know what I mean? It's just not something that it's a smokescreen. So that's to give them an excuse.
They're hitting 100 miles.
Well, why a 1-1 pitch?
Yeah, they're pitching 100 miles an hour.
So anyway, like I'm saying,
birds.
Yeah, let's move on to page 2. This is what you had, Schwaber. Birds escape a big injury. I mean, is that bigger news than maybe Tanner McKee or anything like that? Well, I guess it is.
Well, Dickerson is one of only 3 guards in the NFL to be named to 3 consecutive Pro Bowls.
Right.
So he's obviously a big player, and he really, and to be honest, he's probably the most involved lineman on the tush push as well. So, he's pretty important. And, here's the thing, guys. So anyway, good news. He's having a minor procedure on his meniscus. He's week to week. They expect that he'll be ready for the start of the season. If not, maybe he misses a game or 2. Okay. This is something I want to bring up. And you know what? I don't want to talk politics here, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of politics, right? Where, the first thing that happened. So the way that I hear about this is my dad's looking at his iPhone and my dad says, by the way, I was visiting family this weekend. I don't live with my dad.
I don't know why you thought you had to clarify that.
There's nothing wrong with living with your dad, Mark.
Yeah,
thanks.
I think your dad would be
people to live with than Neil Club.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So my dad looks at his phone and he goes, Landon Dickerson carded off. And I'm like, oh no, man. I'm like, that usually means out for the year, right? So then, I go to Twitter immediately, and I see him walking off the field under his own power. He walks off the field under his own power. He goes into the blue tent. He walks over to the cart, sits in the front seat of the cart. He's not laying down thumbs up, I'm going to live. And then he drives in and then I go on to hear some doctor looks at it and he's like, okay, you can see his ankles stepped on here. That's actually a really good sign. It's not going to surprise me if this is anything. This probably shouldn't be something too serious. And I'm just like, they just want to say carded off because they want a headline. They want everybody to be like, oh, carded off.
Yeah.
He wasn't carded off. He walked off the field under his own power. Come on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Fake news.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think you're right. I agree with you 100%. It's a horrible word. It's all about clickbait. It's all about getting everybody riled up because the more eyeballs, the more subscribers, the more views, the more sponsorships.
The more Neil Schwab say carded off, more people are looking at the story.
Right.
Maybe in order to up our following, which is really good now to make it better, maybe Grand Schwabini was carded off. What do you think?
Yeah. Grand Schwabini carded off.
Right.
Listen, guys, we might be on to something there, but it's going to require a little bit of help from you dudes. You're going to have to throw some videos down and send them to me, and you're going to have to do what I ask.
Okay.
Look, this isn't going to be the movie Jackass. Don't worry about that.
But listen, it scared me to death when I saw it. And given his history, he dropped in the draft because of ankle and knee concerns. And every year it kind of seems like he's on the sideline more than we'd like to see him, but the guy plays and he plays hurt, and he has been outstanding. So I just hope that they don't rush him back for game one until he's ready to roll. It's a long season. Even if it's week 2 or 3, that's a lot better than what we thought 2 days ago. So
I agree
if he
with
doesn't
that.
play, who's the backup if he doesn't play? Do they move Steen over there?
They might move Steen over there, and they've got Matt Pryor. Remember him? He used to be on the team, actually. He's a backup. You know, they got a guy named Kennard who's a backup. They got Toth who's a backup. I mean, to be honest, when you're going to your, being that they didn't bring back Mekhi Becton, Tyler Steen is an adequate replacement. But after Tyler Steen, when you go swing guard, it's not great. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. So, it could hurt. It could hurt them if they play a few games without him. But you also got Stoutland in there coaching them up.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can make do.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, you mentioned McKee, and I think it's worthy of a discussion. And I think it's time for another buy or sell for you boys.
Buy or sell.
Buy or sell with Rube. Here we go.
We could use a little feature music there, technical director. Maybe you'll work on that for next week.
Yeah, maybe you can work on that.
Okay. Buy or sell, kind of like do 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 do. Like the pick is in, something like that.
All right, I got it. Is that good?
No, not your voice.
That was terrible. maybe some Duran. Maybe some Duran next time. I don't know. All right, buy or sell, boys.
Dark in the city.
The Eagles will trade Tanner McKee for either a first or second draft pick before the season starts.
Ooh.
Now, are we gonna? You want to see this highlight and let people think about it?
Yeah, sure. Let's show them Tanner McKee highlight.
He'd like to have. Second down and 1. McKee over the top. Got it. Touchdown. Darius Cooper. A 20-yard laser from Tanner McKee, who's got him in the end zone again.
Let's watch Cooper's route here. Looks like it's press man coverage. He just beats him right off the edge. I don't know why Ivy slowed down. Ivy slows down. Cooper has that extra burst. Ran a 4.49 at the pro day. Kind of has more of like a running back body. But McKee, as usual, put it right on him. And McKee, probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
Very interesting. Okay,
so in that first round when he threw that ball, it was almost like we didn't even see it. It was thrown so fast.
Really?
Well, that's because the video quality.
There we go. Taking shots at me again. What do you want me to do, man? I don't have nanites that I can plug into the computer.
Having a good time with it.
Fix the
damn. First of all, let's go buy or sell, but then let's talk about this guy Cooper. I think this guy's for real.
Who is Darius Cooper?
Okay, so
buy or sell.
So if offered a number 1 pick, the Eagles will trade, or you'll trade Tanner McKee, number 1 or number 2 pick.
I'm going to say, well, first of all, if somebody does offer a number 1 pick, then I will buy. They will send him.
Yes.
If they are offered a number 2 pick, I will sell. I think they will keep him. I think they look at Tanner McKee as he is one of the better backups. Of course, look, you don't know how it's going to go once he starts playing 6, 7, 8 games in a row, right? You don't know that yet. But he does look very good. He is very poised. He does seem to master the offense. He's throwing really good players at the same time. Darius Cooper withstanding, or maybe not.
No.
But look, I mean, if the Eagles are in a window right now where they're trying to win a Super Bowl in the next year or two. And if Jalen Hurts goes down for any significant amount of time, you probably need Tanner McKee on this squad to at least, play 500 ball. Tanner McKee playing 2 games this year could be the difference between a 1 seed and a 5 seed. So it's a big deal. I mean, even though the guy might not play at all this year, it could be a huge part of winning a Super Bowl. Just by.
So you would still give him up for a first round pick? See, I'm selling it, boys. You're buying it. I'm selling it.
You're saying no.
I'm saying no. I think it's no for all the reasons you just said. I think we're in a window. I think he is he's proven it on a very small sample size that he does play a good quarterback. He understands the offense. He puts the ball right on the money. I don't think I've ever seen the guy make a terrible throw in the small sample size. And in the off chance that Jalen does go down, which, he doesn't go down often, but he'll miss a game or two a season. And, I think you're exactly right. It could be a 1 seed or it could be a 5 seed. And we want the 1 seed and we want the playoffs to go through Philadelphia. What are you going to do? And on top of so who's going to be your backup quarterback? A, and then B, we've got 11 picks next year, 10, 11 picks next year, plus 3 more with compensatories for the guys we lost, like Sweat and Milton Williams.
That's a huge draft,
right?
But
so 12
draft.
that's 7 picks in the next year. So
think about it from this perspective, though. Okay, so let's just say, for example, let's take the Saints as an example. Okay,
it's a good example.
The Saints are, I believe, going to start the guy that they drafted in the first or second round. What's his name?
Slough
again?
Or Slough?
Yes, Slough or something. I saw him throw a nice 50-yard touchdown the other day, but they're playing a rookie that was, I don't know, maybe drafted in the second or the third round. Look, you've got the Eagles' previous offensive coordinator out there.
Yeah, Kellen Moore's out there.
Kellen Moore out there. And maybe Kellen Moore, spending a lot of time with Tanner McKee is just like, crap, man, I don't want to be out of a job because we've no quarterback for 3 years. Maybe he's like, let's give up a 1 for Tanner McKee. I really believe in the guy. And let's just say that happens. And they go on to go 4-13. And now you have your Philadelphia Eagles with the 5th pick in the draft. You know what I mean? Like, and look, another way of looking at it, I mean, look, I like what I've seen from Tanner McKee thus far. But at the same time, I'm also going to say that Nick Foles stories are like miracles. There's only Nick Foles and Hostetler, and like that's it. And
Kurt Warner.
So like, the reality is that the reality really is if Jalen Hurts goes down for significant time, we're probably done. Maybe not, but probably. So would I rather have like the 5th pick in the draft next year to pick the very best at any one of a number of positions, and watch Tanner McKee go to the Saints who suck and he's just an average quarterback? I think I got to take it for a number 1, but not for a number 2. But for number 1, I would take it.
Okay.
What do you think, Kleinster?
I'm kind of with Rob. I think you kind of you know what you have with Tanner McKee, and this is an important year. And what you're banking on is that Hurts is going to play the overwhelming majority of the season. Maybe he gets nicked up for a couple games. McKee is kind of like, please, I'm not comparing his skills. I'm just comparing the opportunity. He's kind of like Taylor Heineke. If you needed Taylor Heineke to start 2 or 3 games, you could count on him to either win or it would be a close game. anything more than that, and it was not very good. He tailed off after that. But that being said, if you trade him now, even for a number one, what are you getting back for those 2 or 3 games Hurts go down that would be the difference between, maybe playoffs versus not playoffs? That's a possibility. I mean, I'm going to pick the Eagles to go pretty damn far this year. We're not doing our NFL predictions yet. But 3 games when you have the Commanders that should be doing well, they should do well. They might not, they might commander as they do a lot. And then you have some other NFC teams that are kind of pushing. Now, of course, Jordan Love got hurt today. So, what did he do? Break his pinky or not his pinky?
Thumb, but they think he's going to be ready for the start.
Yeah, but still, ready for the start and having a thumb that where you can throw with no pain are 2 different things, So, but now I'm just saying, I would keep him at this point. I'm with Ruth.
Here's a thought, though. Well, first of all, I don't think he's going to be traded because I don't think anybody's going to give up a 1 for him.
Right.
But let's just say some team did. And so the Eagles make that trade. You could probably just turn around and offer up a 4th for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I know, but you're talking about.
We said we wanted to go to the playoffs.
Carousel. Yeah. Yeah. You know what, guys? I just look, I feel so bad for Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's very hard to watch on quarterback because he's really way too nice and you know what I mean? But
how can you feel bad for that guy? He's the richest guy ever in the NFL.
Yeah, know, you're right. I also have some seething rage for him as well. So, I get it. It's very dual concept. So,
well, we shall see. Now, what about Darius Cooper? Does he kind of remind you of an Anquan Bolden?
He reminds me of AJ Brown coming off the line. He looks strong. He makes the catch look easy. He gets the separation at the end. Because I think Anquan Bolden, I think he's got the same build as an A.J. Brown. Now, listen, is he A.J. Brown? Probably not. But he's coming from nowhere, right? He was in JUCO, and then he went to a small school, stayed at a small school. Where did he go?
I was Tarleton State or something?
Yeah, here in Texas. Yeah, it's like
is that right?
It's in Texas. But the guy looks for real. And I heard an interview with him, or I was reading something, and he sounds very confident as well, which you want in your wide receivers. So I think he's going to make the team, and I think he's going to make a difference. Probably is the number 4 receiver.
He might. We'll see.
But it's early. It's early. I don't want to get over my skis too soon, but man, he looks good.
Yeah. Any other mentions from the preseason game?
Not the Eagles game per se, but how about the kid who made the 70-yard kick for the Jaguars? That was something else. Didn't see that.
Well, you know what? It was. I imagine that the conversation or the thought process on the Jag sideline when they put that 1 second back on the clock because everybody was walking off the field, I imagine that the coaching staff was like, "Hey, let's just let this kid try to kick this." It had to be that decision. There was no strategy behind this at all. It's preseason. We don't really care if we win or we lose. We just want to get out of here with some X's and O's sorted out and no injuries. That's what the goal is here. And they put a second back on the clock, and some smart ass over there said, "Hey, let's give him a chance at this. Let's, get out there." And he was obviously they know, "Oh shit, what?"
Well, obviously they know he's got the leg for it.
Well, right. They said the Jags have been saying the guy has a cannon for a leg, and he just proved it.
Right.
But I think it's a hilarious story.
There's no Jake Elliott.
Right. I mean,
back to the Eagles. I would say that
he gets so offended. He gets so offended.
I'm drawing a blank on his name.
There are no other teams.
Oh, Johnny. What's his last name again? Johnny.
The wide receiver, you mean?
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah, he actually had a good game. I was surprised. He maybe 3 catches, 89 yards, something like that. and he high pointed some balls and won those battles. So that was a positive sign, I felt.
Yeah.
And also Aeneas Smith had like a 46-yard punt return. So I have a feeling he's going to end up winning the punt return job, which would be good because we don't want Cooper back there.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris said it. I just don't want injuries. Every freaking day, there's another season-ending injury. I don't know what you do about it because some of these are happening in practice, some of these are happening in the preseason games. But goodness gracious, it's like epidemic, right? It almost happened with Dickerson, right? We just signed him to this huge extension. He's out for the season. The guy Slater, is that his name? Slater, the Rams
Slater.
left tackle.
Yeah.
They lost him. Golly, man, I just don't even know what the right answer is. But it's if we come
you know
out
what
you
know what the bottom line is? The bottom line, unfortunately, is there is no right or wrong answer. It's luck. And I mean, obviously, there's some other things to it. I mean,
and depth.
Yeah. Right. But, the reality is like, if you look at the teams that win Super Bowls, so more than one or go to more than one, let's say, like your Chiefs, and teams like that, the bottom line is the main guys are always there. They're always there, like, tell me, like, did Troy Aikman or Emmitt Smith or Michael Irvin ever miss a big game? No. Sometimes you just get the luck of the draw. You get these great players and they never get hurt. And that's sometimes
you will never.
And I will tell you this:
you will never mention those names on this show ever again.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I was like. Wait a minute. We're talking about the Cowboys now. Can we bring it back to the Eagles, please?
Yeah, can we bring it back?
Yeah, I mean, you sound like a Cowboys fan.
I'm not. I will tell you what. I'm going to knock on wood.
Always showed up for the big game.
Knock on wood.
Never let them down.
I'm knocking on wood.
Okay.
But like when I saw the news on Dickerson, right? Like my first thought, for whatever reason, was when my dad said he got carted off the field. My first thought was, you know what, man, Dickerson seems to like make it through everything. I'm like, I bet you he's going to be all right. And then I'm sitting there, and then I get the news the next day, and I'm like, you see, this is kind of a blessed team, man. Like, this is what happens when you're really good and you win a lot. The bad shit doesn't happen.
Please don't say that.
I knock on wood. It's okay.
Poo. Okay, got it. Is it time to talk cheesesteaks? I have
cheesesteak time. Cheesesteak time.
What's the poo? What was the poo? Please.
It's warding off the evil eye. It's what old Jewish grandmothers and mothers do when they're trying to ward off the evil eye. Instead of knocking on wood, which some believe is knocking on the cross,
right.
Jews do say Kenahera, poo. And that's our version of knock on wood. It's Yiddish.
That's okay.
I'm glad I heard that explanation because I didn't even know. I had no idea I was referencing Jesus all this time.
Okay, in case you weren't aware of it, all right, we're moving on from the evangelical and the Hasidic or whatever the fuck's going on here.
We were told not to talk about that anymore on this show by the technical director. Okay, let's move on.
Religion.
Hey, whatever, guys. So the 2025, in case you didn't know, the 2025 Philadelphia Beautiful Greater Philadelphia Cheesesteak Contest is currently running on Facebook on Philadelphia Beautiful's page. It's one hell of a contest. This is the 7th annual. Every year we start with a bracket of 32 Philadelphia cheesesteak joints, a lot of which you guys have voted in to be part of this contest. Mark literally spends hours upon hours managing this and making sure that everybody fights right. You know what I mean? Because you can't. Well, look, when it comes down to cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, look, man, everybody's got an opinion. They're entitled to it. They get a little, chippy about it. But as long as it's
chippy,
but as long as it's just chippy.
I'll tell you what's my favorite type of argument with somebody.
Yeah,
right?
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My favorite type of argument with somebody is you got the person who's just like, this contest is a bunch of crap, or this is a clown show, or like this list is garbage, and blah blah blah, and this should be here, and this should be there, and this should be tops, and blah 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 blah. And then I just write back and I just say, for somebody who really is unhappy with this list, you sure are immersed in it, aren't you?
right. Really paying attention to it. Yeah. So anyway, that's going on right now. We are down to the final four, and I think voting on the final four began today. So Schwaber, I'll bring this up here for you. You want to give us an update on what's going on here, because it's picking up just like last year. It's picking up speed, and it gets exciting.
Just so you know, before the final four started, we were over 11,000 total votes. And I believe today in this first of the final four matchups, I think we've already gone over 1,000 today.
Right.
So this, we're going to probably end up somewhere around, because we do it a little different. In the final four, you get 2 days of voting, and for the finals, there's 3 days of voting, because sometimes people, they might miss it if it's just one particular day. So we like to give everybody, a couple opportunities to cast their vote. So my guess is that we'll probably ultimately go over 20,000 votes again, like we did last year.
Wow.
The first one is it's the number 1 seed versus which is last year's champion, Lilo's Tomato Pies, versus the number 8 seed, John's Roast Pork. John's Roast Pork is also a past champion. It looks like it's a pretty even voting. So I imagine the vote for this ends not tonight, but tomorrow night at midnight. So we will then find out on Thursday who is advancing to the finals. The other is the 2 seed versus the 3 seed. It's Curly's, who won 2 years ago and finished as the runner-up last year. And they're going up against Gazzo Steaks, which Gazzo Steaks last year was a write-in candidate, voted on by the fans, and they went really far. They had a big upset early. They went really far. I think they got into the Final Four last year. And so here they are in the Final Four, trying to take out a former champion, Curly's. Interestingly enough, in the 6 years so far, we have never had a 2-time champion.
True.
So Lilo's, John's Roast Pork, and Curly's are all fighting to be that first 2-time champion. If it's Lilo's, it's a back-to-back. But I'll tell you what, Gazzo's, I think, is going to have a lot to say about it, because they've got a lot of votes up until this point. So it's pretty exciting times. And go ahead.
I was going to say this contest gives me goosebumps. I love it, man. Yeah, oh yeah.
Have we ever thought about having the owners? Have we ever thought about having the owners of the Final Four have an opportunity to make their pitch to the crowd on our podcast?
Well, let me just step in. I'll let Schwaber answer that, how he feels about it. We have met the owner of Curly's and Lilo's. Both, Curly and then Lilo's, the family that runs it there, incredible stories, like for real, incredible stories of resilience and hard work and good people. Really impressed me. I mean, I didn't think I was going to go meet these guys and not be impressed, but I was like more impressed than I thought. And, it's just a joy to see. It's a joy to see this kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think last year we talked about having these guys on, and Mark, you can kind of tell us what happened there. I don't even really remember. There was a reason we thought maybe not.
I mean, the problem is that unfortunately, it's really hard to do, because you also don't want to sway the vote, right? So, like, for example, we know Lilo because we visited him last year and provided him with the winning bracket to put up in their joint. So we could probably get him to come on, but honestly, I don't know anybody at John's Roast Pork. So, trying to get somebody from there to come on, if we can't, and then we just have Lillo's on, then all Lillo's won because you had the owner on.
That's not, that wouldn't be fair. It would have to be all or none.
Yeah. Right. So it's tough. And then you also have for example, I know I've tried to have some people come on before, as well, just to kind of even just more ahead of time, just kind of like before the contest, to kind of just talk a little bit about, how they got into the business and, what they think about the cheesesteak rivalries in Philadelphia and things of that sort. And, this is the kind of thing that, we don't think about it too much. Right. But, because it's not us, it doesn't affect us personally. But while they love the exposure that they get and they realize that it does, I mean, I've been thanked by businesses saying hey, we had a huge uptick in business. And I think a lot of it has to do with, what you've been doing on social media. That's awesome. That's a big reward for us. But there are also a lot of haters out there. And, so I try to keep it so that people can make comments and, give opinions as long as they're reasonable. But sometimes people are just over the top ridiculous, and I'll just have to delete a comment. And, that's the other thing too. It's we don't want, sometimes the owners are just kind of I let my people take care of it for me. And, I just don't want to start engaging, with the hater crowd, and they're going to say,
fair enough. Fair enough.
So there's a lot of that stuff goes on,
Okay.
Yeah, but it makes for a great contest, though.
It does. It does.
It's the passion. It's like there's so much passion around this food. Cheesesteaks, man, in Philly. There's just so much passion about it. And for me, as far as not being a native, I meant to put a cheesesteak up in the corner there, by the way, guys. I forgot to do that. Not being a native Philadelphian, but spending a lot of time there and enjoying it and loving it. And also having traveled to other nice cities around the country and had good meals, street food and fine dining and all that kind of stuff. I just can't get over the amount of passion put into something as simple as a hoagie roll with chopped steak and cheese. You know what I mean? Like the three simple ingredients that have transformed the way people look at an entire city of millions of people. You can go anywhere around the world, and most people will somewhere in a now I know you've been to India, Rob, so maybe they don't know about a Philly cheesesteak over there. I don't know, but I think you can go a lot of places. And if you mention Philadelphia, one of the first things they're going to say is cheesesteaks, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
After they say the sports porch.
Well, I mean, right. I'm allowing for some people to have a different opinion. How about that?
Okay, fair enough.
So go to Philadelphia Beautiful on Facebook. You can vote. You got 2 days. It's the Final Four. 2 days for today's matchup, which is John's Roast Pork and Lilo's. And then on that means today's
Thursday and Friday
will
be Gazzo's,
Curly's and Gazzo's. We got to stop at Gazzo's this year, no matter what.
Yeah, I think we have to.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to be on the way home for that one, right?
Pottstown, yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we have to, just because they went from nothing to something in this contest like that.
Right.
So yeah, get out there and vote, and more importantly, after you vote, make a plan and order online, or go down and actually what you should do is go down to the shop, pick something up, leave them a nice tip, tell them that you saw the contest and you voted for them. That's what I think you should do.
Yeah.
What we're watching. How about if I actually, Rube, do you want to refine page 4 and what we're watching? I mean, you gave it a shot last week.
I need to work on watch the best. So I'm gonna let the two best do it this week.
Okay. You want to take this one, Schwaber, or should I?
I'll let you take it.
Oh, great. Awesome. Awesome. So look, listen, there's nothing more valuable than time in your life, right? And how many times do you waste 45 minutes? Like at least once a day. And I bet you waste that time surfing on all these streaming channels because all you want to do is slide off into a nice nap or slumber at night, and you just can't find anything to watch. And that really, really sucks. And there's a lot of streaming channels out there, and I don't even have to name them: Netflix, HBO Max, Prime, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Hulu, whatever. All right. I don't have to name them, but I just did. And we give back to you. We give you that time back because what we do is we spend that 45 minutes sometimes, but we make sure we find something. And when we do, we stick to it. We watch the whole thing and we let you know whether or not you should watch it. And in that way, we give you back 45 minutes. I mean, is there a better freebie than 45 minutes and a great show to watch or a bad show avoided? You tell me.
Yeah. I mean, just think about what you make per hour. Well, you just got an hour of pay.
There you go. That was brilliant. Absolutely.
You didn't lose it.
Absolutely brilliant. So
you're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm gonna let Rube start this one. Rube is watching. This was a movie, right?
Well, it was a 30-30.
Oh, that's right.
And
Okay.
I just have to catch it. Yeah.
Randy Moss.
Rand University movie.
Rand University, which apparently is the name of the place where he is from and grew up. I thought it was just a take on his name, but not the case. And essentially, I think we all, to some extent, know that his initial high school and into college experience didn't go very well. One of the things I didn't know is that he got recruited to play at Notre Dame and was actually on his way to Notre Dame before his first arrest. And then he was going to go to play for Florida State, and he had a problem with probation. They caught him smoking weed. He violated his probation, and he didn't get to go to Florida State either. And so when he was making, his mom, who was a big influence in his life, essentially told him, you can pick 3 schools to go visit. And West Virginia was not one of them. And they were so pissed that their best in-state player didn't come that they wouldn't pick him up after he wasn't able to go to the first 2 schools. So long story short, after some troubled times, ends up at Marshall, and the rest is history. It was a good story. It was well narrated. I learned a couple things I didn't learn before, but I wouldn't say it was the best documentary. So I'd give it 1 thumb up. I wouldn't give it 2 thumbs up. If you're a Randy Moss fan, some of the highlights are incredible from his early days where he was just a boy playing amongst, a man playing amongst boys. So 1 thumb up. If you got the time, it's pretty quick.
Now, let me ask you this. Was this covered? Straight cash, homie. Was that covered in the documentary?
I don't think that was covered in the documentary, no.
Okay. The one thing I'll say about Randy Moss is it's interesting that he had such difficulty, with these arrests and kind of being a problem child and all that kind of stuff. And yet, as a mature adult announcer, doesn't he just seem like a really great guy? Just seems like a really nice guy.
I think he's learned a lot of good lessons in his life. Sounds like he had a very involved parent in his mom. And I think he regrets a lot of the things that did happen when he was younger. So, but let me tell you, the one thing I didn't know was that he probably could have gone pro in basketball, baseball, or football. What an incredible athlete he was. Yeah. So there you go. Rand University. If you can check it out, I think I saw it on Netflix or one of the ESPNs. You can check out the 30 for 30. Randy Moss.
All right.
Excellent. And he was definitely one of the probably 2 or 3 greatest receivers I ever watched play. So, I'll just leave it at that. Your TD has watched the Son of Sam tapes on Netflix. Okay. So, yes.
It seems kind of dark.
Documentary. Look, if you're into these serial killer docs, then this is going to be good. You're going to enjoy it. Even if you've watched the other at least 3 or 4 Son of Sam killing documentaries that are floating around there from the last 10, 15 years.
What kind of person do I have to be into a serial killer doc?
You got to be, kind of a person like me. So,
watch out for this man. Don't get in his van.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't have a van right now. I am looking for one though. I'm willing to pay top dollar. I'll pay $500 over Kelly Blue Book. It needs to be clean, white, blacked out windows.
I
Not.
I thought you were going to say windowless.
Yeah. All right, back to Son of Sam. Son of Sam taste. What I'm going to tell you is, if you're into that, like I said, if you're into this kind of stuff, you're going to enjoy this. It's a different viewpoint because it's basically Sam Berkowitz's viewpoint, which is interesting. A reporter from the Daily News in New York was invited by him soon after he went to prison to come and interview him. He sent him a letter, and the reporter was like shocked, like what in God's name? And his colleagues were like, you got to go. So he went. He took 20 plus hours of taped interviews, talked about absolutely everything. He goes into the reasons why in his head he did it, because he just pled guilty. When they got him, he was like, you got me. He wasn't, there was no defense out. Like, his attorneys actually asked him to plead insanity, because to this day, they still think he was completely insane. And I'm not saying he's not. That's the catch. Listen to the tapes and you ask yourself, was this guy sane or was he insane? And I'm not going to tell you what I thought, but it's really good. It's really good. If you like that genre, which not everybody does. Son of Sam tapes. It's on Netflix. It's one of the top shows right now. One of the top shows. Yeah. So moving on to the Grand Schwabini.
Out there.
A lot of sickos out there. That's right. But they are creative people. Okay. Moving on to the Grand Schwabini. I'm going to give him. I'm going to have some fun with this one. I watched this, but go ahead.
I watched a documentary, and I am pretty against documentaries.
I know you are.
This is 3 documentaries this week, boys.
Yeah. This was called American Manhunt: Osama bin Laden, only on Netflix. Debuted May 14th and seen by myself and the lovely Amy May. Chris, would you like to start off insulting me for choosing the documentary?
Absolutely. So let me ask you, let me see if I got this. Okay.
Yeah, tell me if you think you got an idea about what this was about.
Yeah, there was an attack on the United States by a terror organization, and we all know it was 9/11, and they decided to blame this guy Osama bin Laden, and then it took them like 8 years or a long time, I'm not sure, but a while, and they couldn't find him, and they went everywhere, and he was hiding, and then finally they got some intel on it, and then they got him and they killed him, and that was it.
You nailed it.
Did I get it? Did I get it?
Absolutely nailed it. You absolutely nailed it.
I thought you were going to say, after all this time searching for him, they finally went to his house and got him.
Yeah, that would have been a much better. Yeah, why? You're doing it the next time, Rube. You're doing it the next time.
Fair enough.
Well,
I did watch this, by the way. I told you I reviewed this.
Yeah, I think you said it was a good one.
Yes.
Now, look. So, the reason why I watched it, because I don't typically like documentaries, but I did, not only from you, but I heard from several people that it was very good.
Oh.
And yeah, so I needed more than just Klein.
It's a trust factor. I understand.
Yeah, right. I am fascinated by what goes on in the Middle East and that part of the world. So that kind of factored in as well. And I did know that, yes, I knew the end to the story. I've probably seen it through 20 different lenses.
Right.
Movies, other documentaries, news. So I knew the end, but I was interested to see how we got there. And actually, the part that I thought was the most interesting was hearing the accounts of the people that were like in the CIA and the FBI and, you know, the NSA and all those agencies, and just kind of how gut-wrenching it was for this to have happened on their watch. That was just something very different. And then, of course, their reactions and their feelings, you know, how they eventually came to, you know, probably like heal some through the fact that they actually got the guy. So it was good. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. It was suspenseful. You know, I mean, I would give it 2 thumbs up. I would give it 2 thumbs up. If you're into documentaries, if you hate people that hate America, I'm one of those guys. It's for you.
I gave it 2 thumbs up too, and I just want to point out.
Yes, Rob?
Poor Rube.
Gave it 2 thumbs up. Really good. Yes.
You liked it? You saw
it? You did.
Okay, we're going to assume that's what's going on. So, yeah. What I think is interesting, Mark, the bigger takeaway from this is that you just experienced the reason I watch documentaries. That's why. I know what happened. I know when I'm going into it and they're like murder and blah, blah, blah. I know what happened, you know, like the O.J. Simpson stuff. It's what do all those little pieces, how do they go together? And then what's the human element about, like, you know, because you see the outside and then all of a sudden you see the real humans behind it and they're like, oh shit, we totally fucked this up. And you're like, yeah, I remember when you fucked that up, you know? So it's kind of like, it's one of those things. Are you back with us, Rube, so we can say goodbye, or is he just out? Yeah, he took himself out.
He took himself out. Well, bon voyage, Rube.
Couldn't make it from the lake. All right, guys. As always, we enjoyed the show tonight. Everybody want to follow back on X. You can also follow the Philadelphia Sports Porch on YouTube at Philadelphia Sports Porch, trying to grow those followers every single day. Dropping the podcast on the show right after the show on Spotify. You can get it there anywhere you get your friggin' podcasts. And of course, you can, I was going to say visit our webpage. We do have a webpage now, but I just got to get the address straightened out. We'll do that. So for Rube, who has removed himself from the equation, for the Grand Schwabini, I'm your TD. That's it. I am out.